Alright guys, TacticalRab back again today. Hope you're all doing well and enjoying your day so far. Welcome back to Valorant News. So much stuff going on right now. Rostermania is chaos and 100 Thieves are certainly at the center of discussions, releasing their coach last night, but Nitr0 on their roster right now. His future may not be determined in Valorant by any means. Very much intrigued to your thoughts in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, hitting the like button is the best thing you can do. Tell this channel to reach more people. Please consider subscribing as well if you haven't already. Not too far away from 500 at this point. This, as George Gidders points out last night, 100 Thieves have released coach FrosT from the organisation. Meanwhile, Nitr0's future remains undecided as he ponders a potential move back to CSGO. I think the major maybe had a lot of players looking, well, down at CSGO. It's pretty exciting, right? And of course, there was great matchups over there. But 100 Thieves, after a disappointing result at the LCQ, what is this team thinking of doing? We definitely heard during the LCQ, and while that was going on, that Boy, their new addition to the roster after they dropped Steel very controversially, was not really a long-term solution. Now, whether Steel, who knows what's going on with Steel, right? That certainly remains to be seen what team he might be joining, especially with Hayes moving to NRG, could Steel go to TSM is kind of the drama between those organizations and some of the players there, potentially figured out, who knows what's going on, but 100 Thieves are far from solidified what they're planning to do. Little clip from this article right here, if you guys want to check the entire thing out, of course I'll leave a link down below, but 100 Thieves could make several internal changes over the course of the off-season. Former veteran player Nitr0 remains undecided on whether he could return to CSGO, according to multiple sources close to the player. One of the options for Nitr0's potential return is Team Liquid. Of course, North American Counter-Strike in a very tough spot right now, but Nitr0 could be the one to try and bring it back. Who knows what he's thinking? Because he's been a great player really for 100 Thieves in their Valorant side very recently, and I don't know what the plan is over there, but apparently they'll be looking to fill 2 spots at the very least, because if, Nitr0 is gone and FrosT is gone as well, in this instance, the team's core will be built around Hiko, of course, Ethan Arnold's just being Ethan, and then Asuna. So that's the thing. Hiko, Ethan, and Asuna, that definitely makes sense as your core 3. Boy, of course, back to an analyst maybe, or who knows what's going on there. And then you've got to fill Nitr0's role, and then you've got to fill Boy's role as well. So that would be what I imagine 100 Thieves are thinking about doing right now. Of course, it's by no means guaranteed that Nitr0 leaves. He may decide to stay, which probably is the more sensible decision, but who knows, right, what he's thinking. If he has the itch to compete in Counter-Strike again, maybe he'll go and do that. As Ryan at RBM says, as George's report says, Nitr0 has been apparently considering a move back to CSGO and likely to Liquid. As far as he understands, no serious discussions have as yet occurred, but it's not out of the realms of possibility that we see this. One of the biggest stumbling blocks to any of these deals would be buyouts. Orgs want Liquid players, Liquid wants other players to replace departing ones, EG is trying to make moves, Europe is going to do whatever. These rumors, of course, still very preliminary, but Nitr0 might be thinking, do I leave Valorant, do I go elsewhere? Of course, that would be a big question mark. I think it'd be a big loss to the 100 Thieves team, but still, they've got to make some sort of move here in the off-season. They, of course, made the Steel change already. They, they're not going to bring him back and make that work, to be honest. So, are they going to replace Boy or something? And if Nitr0 does want to leave, maybe a one-person change for Boy, because he was kind of a temporary fill-in anyway, could take that team back to being a real top squad, but it's kind of tough to say. It's, of course, they fell short at the LCQ to Rise and then to Cloud9. Pretty disappointing for them, of course, given they were such, hot favourites really coming into that tournament to take the entire thing and make it to champs. That, of course, is not the case anymore. So, certainly some serious moves, it seems, going on right now. This also was spotted a few days ago, at least on the CSGO subreddit, that on FaZe, of course, the third-party system where you can play Counter-Strike. You can see Nitr0 right here playing with the Liege, of course, of Team Liquid, so maybe that's some indication that something might be going on right here, but I suppose it all does remain to be seen. This also I thought was kind of interesting, right, on the whole coach FrosT side, who's now been removed. Richard Lewis says, I don't miss, because there was this tweet thread he points out way back in March now. You guys might remember this actually from back in March, when there was this, there was a drama about this competitive ruling, and FrosT was kind of, talking to the guys over at the league side of the organizational side of things, getting really frustrated with the situation. And Richard Lewis is kind of saying, this guy's an absolute cretin, this type of stuff, and a load of, back and forth as a result of things. But basically saying that in a few months' time, anyway, enjoy going from CEO to coach to getting removed as coach probably later this year after a string of embarrassments like this one. And guess what happens just a little bit later in the day? The official confirmation comes out from 100 Thieves that yes, FrosT is going to be, removed from the team effectively. Made the decision to part ways with, thank you for your dedication and your time, but at the end of the day, they effectively dropped their coach. They want to go a different direction, and maybe that's going to be key to revitalizing their success next year in VCT 2022. Of course, this from the Nitr0's early tweets. This right, he's sitting back, he's eating the popcorn, and I don't know, just some talk about this, of course, because Nitr0 is sitting there thinking, well, I'm just going to sit back and see what people have to say. I'll make my own mind up and see how things go. But yes, leaving 100 Thieves, of course, would be a big decision if he does, because that's probably what it will take to move to CSGO. I don't imagine 100 Thieves are moving into that arena anytime soon. It's not the easiest to make money in and make profitable, of course. You've also got the Steel question right now, like where's he going to go, right? Is he going to join one of these other organizations that is looking for an IGL? Like, it's really tough to say what 100 Thieves are thinking, but it's certainly a possibility. Still finds himself somewhere. Of course, revenge might be on his mind, depending who exactly he does join it down the line. This is also from Wardell over at the TSM side, because we're kind of theorizing right now what the roster is going to be. Apparently, they've been trialing out Corey, formerly of FaZe, and Tig, formerly of LG, alongside the rest of their team, but still, it seems like maybe Fantastic Five could be indicating the roster's ready to go on the TSM side. They, of course, got rid of Hazed. They're looking to bring in people alongside Wardell and Subrosa, and potentially in Leviathan, of course, as well, if they do keep that roster together. And maybe they find the roster of 5 they want to go with going forwards. Of course, still a lot of time for this still to be confirmed and ready to go, because that players that still could be becoming free agents all the time, with other teams certainly making changes. It's very chaotic right now, but TSM maybe a step closer to finding out what their roster is going to be for next year. Also thought this was kind of funny, really, between Vanity and Roy from Renegades. Renegades' win condition is hoping the other team lags out. Is that better or worse than C9's win condition? Leaf, please carry me. That was kind of funny between the two of them, to be honest. Carried by Leaf and Zyppan. This guy didn't watch at all. But at the end of the day, of course, Cloud9 Blue, very well-rounded team. Definitely a lot of potential there going into champions. And Shroud, we even saw, said potentially they're the best team in North America, right? Like, obviously, it's going to be tough to get past Sentinels, but especially with the new coaching situation they've got going on. But the way they're playing at the LCQ towards the end of it, C9 Blue looking very scary indeed. Exciting stuff, only a couple of weeks away now before Champions does indeed kick off. Few other things to mention real quick on the rostermania front. Foxy, formerly a Finest, he's going to be moving on to a different direction, looking for a new home. We also get this from the Guard, right? This kind of new Cronky, sports and entertainment, whatever they're calling it. They're coming into Valorant. They brought in MCE as their Valorant coach. That's going to be, at least rounding out or starting to round out what their roster and their back management staff is going to look like for VCT 2022, or at least to try and give things a go. This is also from Gradas Faction Writer, who's a Renegade CSGO for quite a while. I'm on the bench and looking for a team if anyone's looking for a good man. Open to offers in CS or Valorant. Currently in Europe, I'll relocate wherever I am needed. So I'm kind of cool to see Gradas Faction, a name for the CS in the CS community for quite some time, looking for potentially an offer here in Valorant if things can work out for him. And just this as well to mention from Coco real quick, there was some discussion really about Riot and what they were planning to do for next year in terms of potentially bringing in some sort of local circuits. I'm not particularly familiar with the ERLs in League of Legends that are being discussed here, but apparently some sort of national leagues throughout Europe may potentially be happening next year for Valorant, but of course we'll keep our eyes on all the updates that happen on this front. Very much intrigued to your thoughts on all this stuff in the comment section below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it, hitting the like button tells the YouTube gods this is a good video. I was like, you should see it as well, and help grow the competitive Valorant community. Thank you for watching as always, take care, and I will see you next time.
I might die.
Tell me if you want to suck this man.
Suck that shit.
One enemy remaining.
Yours. Yes. Oh.